G'day and welcome to another episode of Ian Smissen's Photography. So I'm down here at Margaret River at Surfers Point. It's a bit windy and rainy now, so I've retreated back to the car. I did manage to get a few shots and a little bit of video of the surf, but no talking to camera. It was just a bit too difficult to manage with the wind and the rain. I'm going to bail on this and head down to the river mouth. I've never been there before, so have a look there and then head into the Borrandup forest and see what I can find up there. So I'm down by the river mouth at Margaret River. This spectacular location. Great little sculpture over here, but I'll try not to shoot other people's artwork because that's their art, not mine. But now I've just got to find a composition. The rocks here are fantastic. The light at the moment's great, although there's more rain coming. I think I'm going to get caught there, but so be it. I'm trying to find some spots where I can get these little channels leading the eye into the waves that are crashing over the rocks in the background, and then the cascading water over the top, and try some slow shutter speed. So I'm just going to have a walk around and see what I can find and get a few shots. Well, I think I found the shot. You can see here I'm set up in front of this little natural channel with boulders in it and a little pool in the foreground and the waves breaking over the rocks in the background. I'm going to take a couple of shots just with the polariser on to take the reflection off the water here, and then I'm going to put probably a 6-stop or a 10-stop ND filter on to slow the shutter speed down and blur those waves and the wash coming in the background. Now here comes a wave, so I'm going to take a shot. So a quick test shot on there, and the sky is too bright, so I'm going to have to use a graduated ND filter as well to drop the exposure of the sky down to balance it out with the darker rocks and the water in the foreground. Once I've done that, I'll put the ND filter on, slow the shutter speed down, and I'll compare the two different shots and see which one I like best.
thought it would be useful to try a vertical shot, particularly as the thing that attracted me here was this natural channel. And so I wanted to look again at a way of getting the depth from the close rocks in the foreground through this rock pool to the boulders in the midground and the waves washing across the rocks in the distance. And the horizontal shot, while it's nice, didn't really give me that sense of depth. So I tried a vertical shot, and this is what I've come up with. So a little added bonus at the end of this video. As you've seen, while I was shooting down at the Margaret River mouth on the rocky shore, I was using 2 or 3 filters to account for the high dynamic range, the bright light, and the reflections on the rocks and the seawater. And this is common when you're shooting in the middle of the day. Landscape photographers will often tell you that the best time to shoot is the morning and the afternoon, just before and just after sunrise and sunset. And this is true. But often when you're travelling, you don't have the opportunity of choosing the best time of the day. You're really going to have to shoot where you are when you are. And this was true on this trip while I was down in the Margaret River and Dunsborough region south of Perth in Western Australia. I really only had one day to shoot 3 or 4 locations. And that meant that I had one morning to shoot and one afternoon to shoot in the best times, in the golden hour and the blue hour. But the rest of it I had to try and fit into the middle of the day. So while I was walking off the beach, I decided as the last shot to take one shot with no filters and then to take an identical shot, but to take it with the 3 filters that I'd been using. The circular polariser to cut the glare off the water and to blue up the blue sky and to highlight the difference in the texture in the clouds. A neutral density filter to slow the shutter speed down, and a soft graduated neutral density filter to darken the sky a little bit to balance the exposure values between the bright sky and the darker water and the darker rocks in front of me. So have a look at these 2 shots. I hope the comparison is useful for you. And if you like this video, click like down below, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.